P2B finally files 8 billion naira lawsuit against Kenneth Okonkwo over defamation. As you know, earlier before now, the lawyers of Mr. P2B on the 9th of June wrote a letter of cease and desist to Kenneth Okonkwo, asking Kenneth Okonkwo to tender an apology to P2B and pay him 5 billion naira damages for defamation of character. According to that letter, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo was given 7 days to do so, and the apology must be on that live TV where he made those allegations. So, days passed, weeks passed, Kenneth Okonkwo failed to comply, and now the proper lawsuit followed. For the sake of those who don't know the genesis of this case, let us digress a little. On the 8th of June 2026, Kenneth Okonkwo on Channel's live broadcast, on Channel's TV live broadcast, made so many allegations against Mr. P2B. He said that Mr. P2B defrauded and scammed the NDC House of Rep aspirants during their primaries by asking them to pay 10 million naira each. He also said that Mr. P2B went ahead and drafted the list of those who were nominated even after asking them to pay 10 million naira each. According to Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo in that interview again, he said that one Mr. Obunike Ohebu from Anambra State and one other man from Enugu State sent him those proof of payments and the messages in WhatsApp chat, which Mr. Obunike Ohebu himself later came out on that same Channel's TV live broadcast and denied that he did not tell Kenneth Okonkwo what he said. So, since Kenneth Okonkwo said all these things, of course, you know that he who alleged must prove beyond reasonable doubt in the law courts. In that same interview, he called Mr. P2B a thief, criminal, scammer, fraudster, and bribe collector. So in response, the lawyers of Mr. P2B gave him a letter of cease and desist on the 9th of June for him to apologize to Mr. P2B and pay him 5 billion for defamation of character within 7 days. Then Kenneth Okonkwo failed to do so. So now the proper lawsuit. Let us now dive into the lawsuit proper. Let's discuss it. Alright, so this is the lawsuit. As you can see, the suit number there is 0/229/26 between Mr. Peter Gregory Obi, of course, the plaintiff, and Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, the defendant. So let's go ahead and read out. Writ of summons to Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo of MPR of Luano Nsukka, Enugu State. Of course, Kenneth Amafron Kosifoya Funija. Close to Ajekoma Fishing Company of Luano Nsukka, Enugu State, Nigeria. You are hereby commanded that within 42 days after the service of this writ on you, inclusive of the day of such service, you do cause an appearance to be entered for you in the High Court of Anambra State, Onitsha Judicial Division, in an action at the suit of Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. And take notice that in default of your so doing, the plaintiff may proceed and judgment may be given in your absence. So you know what it means. So if Kenneth fails to attend, of course, Kenneth will go in for it. So let's read further. Interesting. Notice for service out of jurisdiction. Of course, this is going out from Anambra State to Enugu State. So the writ is to be served out of Anambra State of Nigeria and in Enugu State of Nigeria. Endorsement to be made on the writ before issue. Let's read. The plaintiff claims against the defendant as follows. 1. The statement made by the defendant on the 8th of June 2026 in his appearance on Channel's Television Sunrise Daily broadcast, live to an international audience and subsequently published on Channel's Television's YouTube platform, under the title, Kenneth Okonkwo criticizes P2B, condemns NDC primaries, and thereafter amplified through the defendant's verified X handle at Real Ike Okonkwo, Facebook account, and other online platforms, together with his subsequent statements made after receipt of or knowledge of the plaintiff's solicitor's letter dated 9th June, were false, malicious, baseless, and defamatory of the plaintiff. So Kenneth Okonkwo later went ahead and posted the interview on his X handle and other social media platforms he is using. So number 2, general damages in the sum of 5 billion naira, as we saw before in that letter earlier before now. So let's read. for the injury caused to the plaintiff's reputation, character, integrity, public image, political standing, and goodwill by the defendant's defamatory publication. So that 5 billion naira is for the defamation of character, as we saw before in that letter sent to Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo by P2B's solicitors earlier before now. So let's read. Number 3. Aggravated damages in the sum of 2 billion naira. So extra 2 billion has been added to the initial 5 billion naira, making a total of 7 billion. So now, what is the additional 2 billion naira for? Let's go ahead and read out. Having regard to the manner, breadth, persistence, and repetition of the publications, including publications made after the defendant became aware of the plaintiff's complaints and demand for retraction. So Kenneth Okonkwo continued defaming Obi after that letter was sent to Kenneth Okonkwo. So because of that continuation and repetition, then this extra 2 billion was added, making a total of 7 billion naira. Then number 4, exemplary damages in the sum of 1 billion naira. So another 1 billion again, almost billion na water. So another 1 billion has been added to the initial 7 billion we read out, making a total of 8 billion of the lawsuit. So now, what is the reason for this extra 1 billion naira added? Let's go ahead and read out. Having regard to the defendant's deliberate repetition and amplification of the imputations after notice of the plaintiff's complaints. That's why the extra 1 billion was added. All right. So number 5, an order directing the defendant within 7 days of judgment to publish at his expense a full, unreserved, and unequivocal retraction and apology to the plaintiff in terms approved by this honorable court on Channels Television and Channel Television's YouTube platform, on the defendant's account on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and in 3 national daily newspapers with wide circulation in Nigeria. So after 7 days of the judgment at the court, Kenneth Okonkwo will publish retraction and apology on his social media handles, including on Channels Television, where he made those allegations, and on Channels Television's YouTube platform within 7 days, and will publish on 3 newspapers that has widespread across Nigeria. All right, so let's move forward. Number 6, an order directing that every retraction and apology published on social media accounts of the defendant shall remain prominently displayed and, where the platform permits, pinned to the top of the account for so long as the account remains active, and shall not be deleted, hidden, archived, restricted, or otherwise rendered inaccessible by the defendant. So the apology and retraction shall be pinned on his social media handles and shall not be archived, hidden, or deleted by him for so long. Then number 7, an order directing the defendant to delete and remove from all social media accounts, page, channel, website, and digital platform under his ownership or control each interview, post, repost, video, caption, comments, or publication containing the defamatory words complained in this action. So he will have to go and delete all the videos, comments, anything concerning defamation of Mr. P2B. He must go ahead and delete it from all his social media handles and other platforms. Number 8, an order of perpetual injunction restraining the defendant, whether by himself, his servants, agents, representatives, privates, or any person acting upon his instruction, from further publishing, broadcasting, posting, reposting, distributing, or circulating the words complained of, or any substantially similar allegation imputing bribery, fraud, scam, theft, extortion, criminality, or membership or leadership of a criminal gang to the plaintiff. This order means that both Kenneth Okonkwo and anybody related to him will never and can never post, repost, or make any comment about this defamation of P2B again. Number 9, cost of this action assessed and awarded by this honorable court. All right, this is the most interesting part of it. You know, P2B is a former banker, and you know, say bankers know the joke with interest. Now for this number 10, Kenneth Okonkwo go here. Let's read number 10. Post-judgment interest on all monetary awards at the rate of 10% per annum or such other rates as this honorable court may direct from the date of judgment until full liquidation. You see? So what this one means is that if at the end of this judgment that the court says that Kenneth Okonkwo is going to pay this 8 billion naira to Mr. Peter Obi, if Kenneth Okonkwo doesn't pay that 8 billion cash at once, by next year, he is going to pay 10% on top of it. And 10% of 8 billion is around 800 million naira. So Kenneth Okonkwo will be paying interest on top that money until he finish paying that money. Kenneth Okonkwo go pay tire. So you see, interesting. One good thing about this that suits me is that within this period, Kenneth Okonkwo will just shut up. His mouth will remain closed for now. In VDM voice, you gonna learn and you will learn the hard way. So this also goes to not only to Kenneth Okonkwo, to every other person out there. He who alleges must prove it beyond reasonable doubt in the law court. Before you say that someone did this or did that, that you are so sure, make sure you have the evidence. So let Kenneth Okonkwo and all those other people bring that evidence to court. Otherwise, they will learn new thing this time around. So, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, woe unto thee. Dissolve!